Thanks for watching Film Buff, really, honestly. It's fucking great.
Well, hello, how's it going, guys? My name is Film Buff. Before I go any further, a huge thank you to all the amazing patrons. Thank you so much for all the amazing support. I hope you're enjoying the early access stuff and the full-length reactions. Super happy I can offer those because a lot of times, cutting down in 10 minutes, I have to end up, cutting out a lot of good stuff. But yeah, man, the last episode, kind of a hype ending. Eren and the rest of the squad is ready to kind of go out. And then at Utgard Castle, there's a bit of a situation because the Beast Titan seems to have brought all these other Titans to that castle, and now they're kind of surrounded. So let's see how that plays out. Goddamn Beast Titan. Utgard Castle. Oh god. Dude, they're like kids. Ooh. Look at that side eye. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
俺の家にいた巨人だ。そんでよ、そいつがなんだか母ちゃんに似てたんだ。ありゃ一体。
コニー、まだ言ってんのか。お前は。ばっか
じゃねえの。お前の母ちゃん巨人だったのかよ。じゃあなんでお前はチビなんだよ。おい、コニー、お前がバカだって知ってたけど、こりゃ逆に天才なんじゃねえか。
ああ、もううるせえな。バカらしくなってきたわ。
つまりその説が正しけりゃ、お前の父ちゃんも巨人なんじゃねえのか。じゃねえと、ほら、できねえだろ。
うるせえ。クソ女、もう寝ろ。
I know, I see you, Ymir. Oh shit, that's a scene.
ユミル、何してんだ。
なんだよ、ライナー。予売か。驚いたな。女の方に興味があるようには見えなかったんだが。
ああ、お前も男の方に興味があるようには見えない。
That's right.
こりゃいけそうだ。ニシンは好みじゃないが。
他にもある。
Oh shit.
見せてくれ。
ほらよ。
こりゃ缶詰か。なんだ、この文字は。俺には読めない。ニシンって書いてあるのか。
From the ending, right? So it's not a bracelet, it's a can.
よくこの文字が読めたな。ユミル、お前。
Person of Ymir. Okay, so she is from some kind of tribe of people, because she could read that. Oh, and then the bottle, it had writing that the guy couldn't read. Okay. Ymir, man. I can't stop thinking of Ymir.
待てよ、ライナー。待つんだ。いつも真っ先に一番危険な役回り引き受けやがって。あいつ
悪い癖だ。
Oh my god.
ここだ。何でもいいから持ってこい。
Oh shit.
ここか。ここなのか。
No, man, come on. Flashback? Bertolt.
いや、違うだろ。ここじゃねえだろ。絶対に。
Come on, Reiner.
ライダー。
Yes.
ライナー、 無事か。ああ、ベルトルト、生き延びて帰るぞ。
ベルトルト。
絶対に俺たちの故郷にな。ああ、帰ろう。
Sasha couldn't even. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh, just like his friend saved him in that flashback. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Holy shit, Reiner, you bad motherfucker.
そいつごと飛び降りる気か。
No, 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 no,
じ
no.
ゃねえだろ。
待て。こいつの顎の筋肉を切っちまえば。離すな。
Push him. Get in, Yomir.
ごめんね。こんな汚い布しかなくてごめん。
助かる。結婚しよ
大丈夫か、ライナ。
あのさクリスタ、私も手すりむいちゃってさ。
は？そんくらい唾つけとけ。ライナ、さっきはすまなかった。俺、お前に助けられてばっかだな。
Reiner's such a
い
bro.
や兄にも命張って助けられたよな。いつか借りを返さねえと。
う。別にそりゃ普通のことだろう。兵士なんだからよ。
Soldier's title.
なあ、ベルトルト。ライナーって昔からこうなのか？
いや、昔のライナーは戦士だった。今は違う。
なんだそりゃ。
The fuck?
戦士って何のことだよ。
とりあえず
And he said that too.
集めようぜ。
And he said something about not being a warrior around the time they're trying to get her to go downstairs. Okay, I'll have to think later, man. I'm missing this. Oh, it's that Sasquatch motherfucker.
あいつだ。言いたいだけ壁の方に歩いていった。あの獣の巨人の仕業に。うわっ、巨人多数接近。さっきの倍以上の数は。
なんだと。
He's calling them here.
巨人が作戦行動でも取ってるようなタイミングだね。まるで最初から遊ばれてるような気分だ。
Jeez. Fuck, man. Dude, Bertol has me a little bit rattled right now.
神様。
Oh, he can have his drink. Oh, shit, that... Is that the one Krista used on Reiner? Oh, man. That's sad.
でも私たちの身代わりに花間さん、エルガンさんが。お父さんやめて。お父さんごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、もうしません。
Jeez.
何か武器があればいいのに。そしたら一緒に戦って死ねるのに。彼らの死を利用するな。あの上官たちはお前の自殺の口実になるために死んだんじゃねえ。
Huh?
そんなつもりは。お前はコニーや上官たちとは違うだろ。本気で死にたくないって思ってない。いつもどうやって死んだら褒めてもらえるかばっかり考えてただろ。そんなこと。
Really? I never got that feeling.
さっきのナイフを貸してくれ。
ナイフ？
いいから貸せよ。
だよ。ほら。
ありがとよ。
何に使うんだよそれ。
まあそりゃこれで戦うんだよ。
Oh shit.
何するつもりだ。
さあな、自分でもよくわからん。
Oh shit.
思い出してくれ。雪山の訓練の時にした約束を。お前の生き方に口出しする権利は私にはない。だからこれはただの私の願望なんだがな。お前胸張って生きろよ。約束だぞクリスタ。
Promise. Is this it? Oh, you bitch. Ymir. Knew it, man. I knew it. But look at that though, man. Ymir, I mean, she kind of took one for the team there. Much respect, man. Much respect for Ymir. Oh, that was good. Okay, man, oh god, that ending, man. That was a proper cliffhanger. I know this show's like notorious now for cliffhangers. I've seen them time and time again throughout the first season and going into season 2. So now, it didn't come as a shock, you know, the fact that she has the abilities to turn into Titan. That is something I kind of had figured out a few episodes ago. Even, you know, going all the way back to Ilse's notebook. But to see it is still like so damn exciting, you know. This is another Titan shifter, human operator. To actually see it happen is still quite exciting. It's been quite clear, you know, since season 1, even though they only showed her a few times, that she has a crush on Krista. That's clear, you know. But right at the end there, it made it clear that it's much more than just a crush. She cares for this person, so much so that she gave up the secret she's been holding in this whole time, just to protect her. I think the main reason she did it is to protect Krista, you know, kind of like a last resort. And even more exciting is the prospect of this promise that was brought up. You know, she told Krista to, you know, try and remember this promise that was made in the snowy mountains. That really piqued my interest. So clearly, there's much more to these two than I know, you know. I've only seen, going back to season 1, I've only seen a little bit of them. Now season 2, it's focused a lot on them. That's actually one of the things I like about season 2. It's so clear that they're focusing on the supporting cast. But there's so much more than just a supporting cast, because, you know, these are fantastic characters that I really like. You know, I would love to know more about them. So that's great. You know, I love that they're focusing on some of these other characters. There's something else that's been kind of spinning in my head throughout that episode, or from that point on. It's man. I actually feel kind of silly that it took me this long, because it's kind of like it's been right there this whole time. And I do feel kind of silly that I just now finally put it together. And there's a crucial moment in this episode that just made it click. In the past, Reiner used to be more of a warrior, unlike now. Bertolt. Holy shit, man. Bertolt is the colossal titan. You know, the moment he said that, it just, oh my god, it just like lit a fuse in my mind. It just, you know, piece by piece, everything just made sense. The moment he said that, the first thing I remembered is Annie saying that. Back in season 1. It's kind of been right there. You know, who else could it be? Hiding in plain sight, just like Ymir. Shit, man. It simply has to be him. There's no other possibility. Everything just fits in, man, once you start thinking about it. Interestingly, the one thing that's kind of throwing me off a little bit is Reiner did not seem to know what Bertolt's getting at. So that's the one thing that has me a little bit confused. Other than that, I'm pretty confident at this point it's Bertolt, because anything I think of, it just fits in. I mean, I even brought up the whole aspect of threes, from the ending. There's this theme of like two males and a female going on: Reiner, Bertolt, Annie. And Reiner and Bertolt, they're like a 1-2 combo, the Colossal and Armored. They've known each other since little kids. I saw them in the flashback. In this episode, they showed that flashback of Reiner's friend, kind of saving him, and you see Bertolt in the background. So they've known each other since childhood. Oh man, I feel so silly. All the things that made me think of Reiner being a Titan, it applies to Bertolt, because going back to season 1, the moment that scene happens, Eren transforms to protect Armin and Mikasa, and the first 3 to spring to action: Reiner, Bertolt, and Annie, and then Jean follows. Okay, so and those side eyes, just like Reiner, Bertolt. I've seen Bertolt do those side eyes. I don't know why I just didn't connect that, but this episode kind of just confirms it. They've known each other since childhood. There's no chance Reiner's hidden this from him. Going back to season 1, that training episode, once again, they both come from the same place. The one thing that I guess didn't really allow me to connect Bertolt to the Colossal is just the look. The Colossal doesn't have any defining features that kind of allowed me to attach him to any one person. But now it's so clear that it's Bertolt this whole time. And even going back to season 1 again, I think it was episode 5 or 4. It was 4 and 5. Remember how the Colossal just randomly showed up right after this the 104th graduates got out, So, I remember making the point back then that this Titan knew somehow that these are the new recruits, and it just showed up at this point, So it wasn't just by chance. Bertolt knew because he was part of that, lineup. He's part of those recent graduates, so he knew. But yeah, the absence of the Colossal and the Armored, it makes so much sense now. It's these two. They've been part of the 104th, so that explains the absence of both of them. Hence the emergence of this Beast Titan. And going back to that last episode, that shot of Reiner and Bertolt looking at the Beast Titan, they look pretty goddamn shocked, right? So there's something else going on there. Perhaps they know who this is, and their reaction makes it seem like this is something really insane, that this Beast Titan is actually here. Because both Ymir and Connie, they're looking at their reactions, and they're kind of even surprised at Bertolt and Reiner's reaction to this. So the title of the episode, just the title itself, played a major part in this episode. Soldier. And later on, again, Bertolt dropped that bombshell on me. He's more of a soldier now. He said that, about Reiner. So a soldier. Someone who cares for their comrades. Someone who takes one for the team, right? So something changed. Something happened. Bertolt thinks Reiner is more of a soldier now. And, as he said it, he didn't look too pleased. It's kind of tough to read his expression there, but he didn't say it as a positive. Now the next one in line is Beast Titan, because Ymir, that was confirmed by the end of the episode. Now I'm pretty confident that I've figured out the Colossal. That leaves the Beast Titan. So right before it gets into like the juicy bits of the episode, right in the beginning, it shows me these two Titans, two childlike Titans. They're just kind of messing around. And these are the Titans that the Beast brought along from Connie's town. And the only two young kids I know of, and I've been, shown in that quick flashback of Connie thinking about his family, are his siblings. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that these are Connie's siblings, man. Man, horrific though, right? That, he has no idea that his little siblings are out here, just outside the castle. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably better that he doesn't know. I mean, there's only so much heartbreak a person can take. Okay, so back in the castle, Krista brings up the whole no hole in the wall situation, right? And as she's talking about this, once again, I got that infamous Reiner side eye. And not just Reiner, Ymir also had a pretty intense side eye going on. So, jumping back to Ymir, she turns to Connie and she asked him about his town. But then he starts bringing up the thought again, that this Titan kind of reminded him of his mom, right? And I know that's true. I know that's his mom. And once again, Reiner, kind of gets triggered. He's like, Connie, you're starting to bring this up again. And as he's trying to, speak, Ymir jumps in. And I believe she was trying to do the same thing as Reiner. But of course, her approach is a little bit different. It's a Ymir type of approach, right? She's like super rude about it. And I think this is just an attempt to really turn him off this idea. No one wants to be openly ridiculed, right, in front of people. So you see how agitated Connie gets. And maybe he probably even feels a little stupid at this point for even bringing that up, because Ymir's making him feel stupid. But again, just like that Sasha scene, I think it's a harsh approach by Ymir, but it does the trick. Now, the exciting thing is that her reaction to this is kind of instant, just like Reiner's instant reaction, right? To finding out for the first time that Connie thinks this might be his mom. So that means that Ymir might know something as well, about these people turning into Titans all of a sudden. Staying on the topic of Ymir, I get that scene. I got a quick glimpse of it from the last episode of Reiner looking at that point I thought it was a bracelet, but turns out it's just a can. Now it starts off in a lighter tone, a bit of a back and forth, about sexuality, and it's really clear that Ymir is gay. It's like she's got the biggest crush on Krista, and that's been clear since season 1. Even in the limited scenes I saw of them in season 1, it was clear. Even back then she's joking about getting married, and but interestingly, on the flip side, she thought Reiner isn't really interested in the ladies. Now I know that's not really true, but for some reason she got that idea, because I know he had that reaction. He's had a reaction to Krista a few times now. He's thought of her as a goddess in the past. Even though it's more of a comical scene, it's clear that she has an effect on him sometimes. Even in this episode, she rips a skirt and there's that instant reaction, and he said again, gotta marry her. The funny thing is Ymir actually got jealous because of that scene. She's like, Krista, I've got a bit of a cut here as well. And Connie just tells her to spit on it. Speaking of that, I really love this dynamic that's going on, Connie and Ymir. It's like a big sister, little brother type thing going on now. Okay, so on to the juicy bit. Turns out it wasn't a bracelet. It's canned food. But even the fact that it's canned food is kind of really interesting because actually, first of all, Ymir slipped up. Reiner could not recognize that writing. He just couldn't read it. So Ymir slipped up. And I know this is something important, this language. And the fact that Ymir can read it, because they made a point of showing that in the end credits, right? Again, originally I thought it's 2 bracelets, but it turns out it's just 2 cans that are in the end credits to show it. And the crazy thing about this is that Reiner, and an extension to Reiner, Annie and Bertolt, they're all from outside the walls. The initial attack 5 years ago, that's how they got in. That was the whole point, to infiltrate, to have a spy on the inside, or spies on the inside. Yet this language is just foreign to Reiner. He doesn't know. He just doesn't know this language. And not just Reiner, that soldier. Earlier on, they showed the soldier. He looks at the bottle. Doesn't know. He doesn't know what the hell he's looking at. So what does that say about Ymir? It definitely doesn't seem to be some type of common language inside the walls. It's starting to become clear that Ymir has not always been inside the walls. She's here now, but, just this language and the fact that only she can read it, she just seems to be from some kind of secluded area, from a tribe of people. That's I know I've been saying that nonstop since Ilse's notebook. Now, speaking of the canned food, seems simple enough. Not really, because it's herring. So, and I know there's no seas inside the walls or coastal areas, because I know Armin and Aaron have, talked about going out there and seeing these amazing things like the sea. The only thing I've seen is that lake from that training episode. You know, this came from an area that has access to the coast or the sea. And the fact that it's canned, you know, so they have infrastructure in place to can food. So it appears there's all kinds of shit going on outside, you know. But the people inside the walls are being kept in the dark about this, you know, and from the beginning of the show, it's been kind of, they've been trying to establish that this is it. This is the last of humanity. Clearly not. Clearly not. There's more to it. You know, and going back a little bit, they thought maybe someone's been here recently. You know, they thought maybe it's bandits. But I think whoever was in here brought this, you know, brought all these rations. And again, I think the person in here is someone who came from the outside. One potential that's kind of in my head right now is, could it be the human operator or the Titan shifter from the Beast Titan? You know, was this person hiding out here at Utgard Castle, and this is, you know, kind of like the rations it brought along? I just don't think it was bandits, you know. So it's exciting, man. Really exciting stuff going on here. Even as Reiner goes down there and he opens the door, you know, there's no score in the background, but there's that creepy shot of the Titan, just kind of that, you know, that just creepy smile on its face. Now, as Reiner is trying to hold off this Titan, you know, he's questioning, oh, is this it? Is this it? Am I about to die here? And I get to see a rare flashback to Reiner's past, you know, his childhood. So that's quite exciting. In this flashback, he sees his friend who selflessly jumps in and saves Reiner, but gets grabbed and killed by a Titan. And it's possible that this incident kind of shaped Reiner and the person he is today, you know, this soldier who's ready to jump in for his comrades, for, you know, his fellow 104th members, always ready to help out, always there for them. So it feels like this incident's had a major impact on his life and his outlook on life and his personality. And I instantly get to see this in the next scene because he saves Connie. He jumps in for Connie. It's identical. It's the same scene basically. You know, he pushes Connie and he gets a full bite on his arm. He jumped in just like his friend did in that flashback. Not only did he jump in and, you know, take the full bite, he tries to remove the problem completely. So this madman just picks up the Titan and plans on just jumping out, you know. But thankfully Connie had a knife, you know, and he told him to like chill, I got this. Like, he cuts the mouth. But again, Reiner was ready to just jump, man. And, you know, that actually takes you back to something else Connie said. He said, how come he's always taking the dangerous job? How come he's the first one to jump to it? And Bertolt said this is a bad habit since childhood. So see, again, he knows his habits. He knows them since childhood. Everything just kind of, you know, it just fits together, man. Yeah, I think that's about it, man. Nanaba's death. Oh my god, that was just, you know, she regressed to like a childlike state. And from the sounds of it, she had like an abusive father because she's yelling, please don't do it, father. It's crazy what immense fear can do, man. And one more thing I missed. Ymir kind of calls Krista out about something. She's basically saying that, you know, Krista is using all this death around them as an excuse to get herself killed. To be like, you know, go out as a hero. And Ymir clearly doesn't like this. She's telling her, you know, don't you dare pull that. So I have to keep my eye out on that. There's clearly a lot more going on here. But yeah, man, that brings me back to the ending. Cliffhanger, Ymir finally turns. Now I have the confirmation. Indeed, she is a Titan or a Titan shifter. So that's cool. Super excited to see how that plays out. So yeah, man, if you enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys thought. A huge thank you to all the amazing patrons. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you're enjoying the early access stuff and the full-length reactions. I'm super happy I can offer those because a lot of times it sucks that I have to take out the 10 minutes. But if that is something you're interested in, you know, full-length reactions and early access, check out my Patreon. Alright, so I'm going to move right into the next episode. Thanks for checking this out. Take it easy.